up in the draft as well, because we mentioned it in game number 1, talking about the Renekton versus the Maokai, and Balls just seemed like he never had a chance in any of the team fights, was just constantly being removed from the equation. The damage was way too much.
I think the FlyQuest success correlates pretty positively with Balls on a pure tank. They had so much success with Shen, Nautilus as well for him. He actually gets solo kills on people with Nautilus, which is extremely rare. And maybe we'll look to see FlyQuest focus that a little bit more.
Well, FlyQuest is going to ban away the Taliyah. They don't want Piglet playing that one here in the second game. Also going to ban that Graves away from Reignover, just like they did in game number 1. The bans from Liquid, targeting mostly towards the top lane, but also towards the support role. Malzahar, Camille, and Shen all going to be taken away.
Yeah, interesting. Anytime a player plays the same champion a whole bunch of games in a row, you have to start to wonder. And they don't just leave it at the Taliyah ban. Actually going to his Ahri, which was also one of his best champions as well. The other one being Ryze, which is recently nerfed. So pretty good, actually, flex here from FlyQuest as they change their direction, and they are looking to attack Team Liquid's mid laner instead, at least in Champion Select here.
Fast lock-ins coming in, though. Liquid immediately picking up the Rumble. FlyQuest saying, all right, boom, Lulu Rengar.
Yeah, I don't think FlyQuest were surprised at all by that. Very clearly going to be able to take away both of those priority picks this time around. Not only does Moon get his Rengar again, which he's happy with, even though didn't have the most influential performance last game, paired with Lulu, it just gives you so much confidence as Rengar to be able to go full DPS and be able to use your empowered Q rather than, you know, stick around and have to run out with your empowered W, breaking CC and stuff like that. Look more with the DPS. Reignover, though, back to his old standard.
Get the longboats, Kobe. We got the Viking again. Reignover going to be on that pick that he causes so much trouble with yesterday in game number 1 with Liquid versus TSM. We saw him go completely crazy and just absolutely run away with the game, getting double lift set up, getting the team ready to go. Just phenomenal performance. We'll have to see if he can reprise that today as they lock in the Jhin for double lift as well.
Wow, an interesting return to Jhin here for double lift. Definitely has a lot of time on the champion, but it's lost priority across the world. Got a lot of those nerfs coming in. Right,
not to mention, you're a Jhin, 2 of your abilities root you, and you're up against Rengar. And that can be tricky.
So here's my thinking with this. Team Liquid, their team crop, they're looking very offensive right now. And Rumble really preys on flat magic penetration. Runs out to the Sork shoes, into the Haunting Guise. Jhin do a similar thing with armor. So either way, you're going to have one of these defensives fairly weak, and Team Liquid are probably going to look to prey on that early spike of both Jhin and Rumble getting flat penetration items for the differing damage types. Because if they wait around, very clearly the Nautilus plus Lulu is going to be a very tanky front line. And I think that Team Liquid are just looking to you know, turn up the tempo here in this game.
Plus you've got just the jungler to do it. You've got the Olaf. He's so hard to duel. He can take over the jungle. He can farm away everything if you just give him a second. Very, very excellent jungler. An excellent player on it to make that one happen, get those 2 set up in a spot to carry the game. As we get into the second part of the bans, it's going to be Zed taken away by FlyQuest and Caitlyn taken away by Liquid. Vladimir, the final ban from FlyQuest, they really, really hate Piglet.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And Vladimir right now, I'm definitely a fan of banning the champion out. It just, once he gets to the Proto Belt, and if the mid laner does take Ignite, so much burst damage even for such a tanky champion who has multiple invulnerabilities at his disposal. Once he gets the Zhonya's, really makes life hard for AD carries. Meanwhile, not going to be a problem this game though. And as you said, they are focusing Altec, taking out his go-to champions. So not going to be able to rely upon that Caitlyn that he has done so often recently. Yeah. And that FlyQuest has really utilized to get their early turrets rolling and get that gold. Which has really saved them in a lot of the games where they made individual mistakes, but were able to rally around a pushing Caitlyn lane and start to get some momentum back that way.
Well, FlyQuest is going to have this game is the Orianna there in the mid lane for high. So he's got the ball delivery system with the Rengar to toss that in there. Could potentially have some huge combos with the Shockwave.
Definitely a powerful group here for FlyQuest. Looking for some 5-on-5 action. As we said, though, some more early power here for Team Liquid. Very diverse damage types. Zyra also going to add so much of that AP damage that we got a small look at in the last game. This time around, though, Matt will be taking the counter matchup. Let's see if the FlyQuest bottom lane can do a similar thing to the Team Liquid bottom lane this time around. Ooh, la la.
All right. Liquid's like, all right, we got 4 bans targeted towards Piglet. What are we going to put him on this game? And the answer is the Jace.
Honestly, if I see double Ghost Blades on the Jace plus Jhin and then double Sork Boots on the Rumble plus Zyra, it would
penetration.
It would be exactly what you're looking to split damage types there. Honestly, though, the support Zyra will probably go just with the more standard support builds, but you never know, and we'll see if Rumble's magic damage will be enough to take care of it.
Throwback to 2 patches ago, Jhin Varus. Here we go.
Definitely true. The builds have changed, the masteries have changed as well, but we got a little rematch here.
FlyQuest has got to be able to find their win here. If they don't, that's the end of the series.
If they don't,
this walk away. This is the
last
last game they get to play, potentially, in Spring Split 2017. They did come close to being able to win game number 1. They had some good moments. They were able to punish some Liquid mistakes, but ultimately it just didn't work out the way they needed it to go. They're going to need some of that high mastermind shot calling. Try to get High and Moon off to that start that we were talking about in game number 1. See if these two can just take over the map like they did every single time they were winning in the first half of the split. Have Moon be that carry.
Yeah, I mean, what they're going to have to do is stand up to these lanes because Team Liquid are coming out with some very powerful lane matchups and should be able to get some pushing going. We'll see what Reignover does with pushing lanes if Team Liquid are able to abuse these early power spikes.
One last look at the crowd getting hyped up, fired up for game number 2. Could potentially be the last game both these teams play in regular split play for Spring 2017, but FlyQuest definitely does not want that to be the case. Liquid would be pretty okay with it. Heading off into the bottom lane as 3 yet again. Liquid really likes this plan.
Piglet started out as a bottom laner.
He's just forgetting. It's not actually the plan. He just keeps forgetting that he's mid lane now.
It's still in the programming for him to start games by going to the bottom lane.
Run bottom.
Like this.
Type in the chat, Jace go mid, WTF.
Ah, he's wise to Piglet's tricks.
All right, they figured it out this time.
Finds it out. Meanwhile, the classic Raptor wards here. They will see Moon start on his Raptors, if indeed he does not alter his path. No counter ward actually for FlyQuest though during that time. So they will actually be in the dark versus Reignover. Being in the dark versus Reignover is very scary. Jungler versus Reignover, he's definitely one of the most intelligent junglers that we have here as far as planning out his early route. And if he has extra information on you, it gets very scary. Not only extra information, but it's an Olaf, which what could be very strong pushing lanes for his team. I think that Reignover should be set up to make a lot of early proactive moves. And even if you look at the mini-map already, a couple of curious pings and Lorlo moved up there on the top side.
Piglet wants to try to steal these Raptors in phase 2. Looks like, nope, just moves himself away, was hanging out in the brush.
Yeah, I always got my eye on those sneaky laners trying to...
Yeah, I keep an eye on those Raptors. Now that that's the name of the game, you got to be careful about your chicken.
See if Lorlo gets some extra damage here on balls. Just a little bit of Deathfire touched here. Flamethrower.
All right, you just sort of tickled him a little
Unfazed.
Ball's like, I don't care about this, what are you doing? Let's get to the minions.
Get me to the money. Reignover as well has so much information. Lorlo used his trinket ward on the Krug camp there up on the top side. So not only does Reignover know it was the Raptor start, he knows that it's also not one of the red quadrant clears there for Moon. So by process of elimination, Reignover should know that Moon is over here clearing his blue quadrants. Olaf very easily able to power through his own jungle. You get super low by yourself. You don't need a pull. You get more attack speed there. Doesn't have to use any of his potions until he's looking for fighting with champions. Actually would be a detriment to your clear speed if you did.
It's kind of counterintuitive, but it is the way that Olaf has played in the jungle. You got to let yourself drop low.
The one thing, though, is he has to be a little bit cautious about a Rengar invade on him because he didn't technically see Moon not do his red buff. And a Rengar can go for a red buff invade, especially on an Olaf who gets low. That's why if you watch Rainover on that mini-map, he pulled his red very close to the mid lane, away from that brush. And they're even pinging, caution marks on that area of the buff, just above where Rainover is now, that bush right there. You can tell that there was a possibility, and they accounted for it. Sometimes you can punish the Olaf for getting very low in his jungle. Moon did not attempt it, though.
Now, Moon just going to be farming up in his own right for now, delaying that red buff for quite a while. As Rainover walks over a ward bottom side, Deadly Flourish doesn't find anyone. Matt can't exactly get himself in a spot to lock these guys down just yet. Lorlo's going to be seeing Moon here. Nope, no he's not. Just throws the ward down over the wall, sees that the Krugs aren't there, and says, hey!
Man, I wish my top laners would do this much counter jungling for me, or counter warding for me.
I wish my top laners would do anything.
Rainover going to be able to claim the crab on the bottom side. Moon was not spotted by that ward, though. And they actually know that Lorlo went to use it, so he's using this to his advantage to try and get a little bit of deep vision of his own to work with here.
All right, behind enemy lines, laying down some wards, getting some information, and getting out.
He doesn't want to reveal that he is over on the side of the map by popping that Scryer's Plume, even though he could check for any enemy wards. Does give away your positioning.
Decides to play close to the vest instead. That control ward is going to spot Rainover out. See that he's farming up the Glomp, so now it's Moon who's got the positional information on his opponent. Rainover slightly behind in terms of EXP right now.
Tides have turned in the jungle spy wars.
And it is a spy war. Like, nobody actually knows. There's no abilities being flung at other champions. There's no actual violence and health bars going down, except here in mid lane. High getting the best of Piglet right now. Both of them almost completely out of mana, though.
Yep, High. Actually, a pretty good control over this lane and over Piglet. Able to get, Raptor camp. Maybe Moon sets up for a kill here or waits in the bush. Nah, just going to steal it away.
Nope, just
but that's all afforded by the ward High just put over that wall. Too risky to go for any kind of kill on an Olaf there, especially when you don't know when Piglet will return to lane. Yeah, you know he just recalled, and you can account for 25 to 30 seconds or so on returning to lane. Not long enough for them to actually pull anything else off. Good steal away, though, at camp.
They take advantage of a window that opens no matter how small it is. Alltech going to be shot by the Deadly Flourish. Gets himself taken down pretty low. Double Lift running out of mana, though, so not exactly a whole lot to follow up on that one with. Both 80 carries completely out of healing. Ball's going to be attacked in full force by Lorlo, who drops the equalizer, but overheat means he can't take that one any further, and instead just takes complete lane control.
Yep, the Rumble here pushing up on the top lane. He's been doing it for most of the game, and it's resulted in just a couple of Krug wards. Not too big a deal. I think Moon and FlyQuest are very happy, actually, that things have not actually progressed much quicker than this.
Double Lift and Matt haven't got a 2v2 first blood kill this game yet either.
I mean, this time around they didn't get the Uber Lulu pick for support role.
Yep, things are backwards compared to what they were in game number 1. The champions have switched for the support role. Double Lift eating the piercing arrow there. A good shot from Alltech. Elimination going to be taking plenty of return damage from those plants, getting the Thunderlord proc onto himself. Just overall, not a good time. CS very close between the 80 carries, very close between the top laners. Very close across the board, if we're being completely honest. The biggest difference being a 6 discrepancy in the mid lane.
Let's see if the champion numbers rise here. I don't know about this dive, though. I mean, it would be very sketchy.
FlyQuest knows what happens when you do a bad dive on a tier 1 bottom.
This one, however. Balls, how low is he? About 50%.
Oh, Rainover's got the ghost. He's looking to go. Reckless swings, undertows, Ragnarok, flash. I don't know, is it actually going to be enough? Rainover needs a little bit more, and he has got it. First blood for Team Liquid.
And the damage from Lorlo, his Deathfire touch took long enough that he also got an assist on that kill, even though it was a long journey down the lane. So that is an assisted first blood. All the gold coming through for Team Liquid there on the top side. Meanwhile, FlyQuest pushing super hard on this bottom turret. And the race for first turret
Oh, and it's a race indeed, Kobe. Who's gonna actually get it? And it's Team Liquid. Reignover gets back-to-back first bloods.
Holy moly. Pretty good early start there, and that is going to round it out quite nicely for Team Liquid. Let's see what the continuation of the bottom lane play results in here for FlyQuest. Sometimes you'll see them try and transition into the Drake afterwards, but because the bottom lane of Team Liquid, Double and Matt, had a recall where it was very respectful, and they backed off early, and they're right back out there with a purchase, and can actually dissuade any further movement here from FlyQuest. This is another look as they see Reignover on the ward. As soon as they see him, Balls is running. Nautilus does not run very quickly. One of the lowest move speeds in the game. And he doesn't have anything else at his disposal. Maybe could have flashed one of the other axes, but he dodged one, and Piglet is going to get a blue handoff as well, I would assume, even though Lorlo is the one starting it up.
Lorlo's just leashing it for him. No big deal. No big deal. Kaboom. There we go. Piglet now going to have that essentially unlimited mana to stack that tier and spam his spells with. Tier on Jace actually went out of style in recent times, but Piglet going to be using it this game to make sure that he can just spam all day long.
Coming back with some of the nerfs, and he's going to be able to, well, get shockwaved.
All right, High eating the equalizer. Piglet looking for the opportunity to find the shock blast here. Reignover making his way into the fight now as well. Moon is so low. He's saying, you know what? If you're in trouble, I'll see you later. Have fun with your black and white screen. I'm going back to base.
That looks painful for you. I can't help, so goodbye. Meanwhile, Team Liquid now, a lot of vision in the Dragon area here. That flash and ultimate burn from Lorlo, though, takes a lot of oomph out of their Dragon fight. So not too sure if they would actually want to start something out without forcing a recall from the bottom lane or something. Would be ill-advised. Lorlo does get back to his lane on time to grab up most of the minions, though, but Moon on the attack.
Moon going with the blast cone over the wall. Might be looking to come around from behind, make the play onto Lorlo here.
They know he doesn't have flash because he just used it on High.
Same with the equalizer, of course, so going to be harder for him to try to make it a 1-for-1 if they go all the way in. Moon backing away, backing back in, shuffle back and forth.
Great defensive play. Respect for, I believe they caught slight vision. Oh, bottom side though.
Full on fight. Curtain call opened up. Altec going to be ulted. Limit Nation trying to get away himself. Reignover jumping there right into the fight, grabbing the kill. Matt's actually the one who's got it. As FlyQuest loses their 80 carry and Liquid makes it a 2-0 game.
Chug, the Reignover train. Chug, being able to find its mark down bottom. It looks like they should be able to get turret pressure as well. Team Liquid, first blood, first turret, all the kills in the game. Second turret for them gonna go down pretty quickly here as well. All that left would then be for them to pick up the scraps of their mid lane, and even though Piglet is getting pushed in and abused a little bit, it's not costing them a whole lot.
Nice early lead from Team Liquid, 18,500 gold to 17K. 11 minutes into the match, definitely nothing to be sad about. Piglet, though, constantly shoved up under this turret.
Snares out there from Double Lip and Matt. Double Lip fires the fourth shot on Altec because that is the one in a Reignover's sights. Don't want to split focus too much there. Get greedy reaching for both kills.
Nope. Greed was not the name of the game today, and Liquid was able to cash in on a kill because of it, but now we'll have to see what they can do with that bottom lane turret out of the way.
Yeah, something you did bring up in the last game that we might want to revisit is this is kind of the least proactive that we've seen FlyQuest in quite a long time. Currently, Team Liquid fully in place in the driver's seat, as we kind of expected from Champion Selects, but definitely credit to them for following up with the plays.
And you know, last game, we talked about how FlyQuest had so many zone control tools, so many AoE tools. Liquid's pretty scary this time around too, with equalizers and Stranglethorns and Jhin ultis. There's a lot of stuff there that can punish.
Definitely true. Reignover's looking for a counter gank here, backing up Lorlo here. See if it pays off for him, because there are a lot more resources from FlyQuest headed this way.
FlyQuest has a lot of bodies heading towards the top.
See, the problem with counter ganking is you don't want to counter gank 4 people.
Lorlo gonna be taken low. Moon getting himself away for now. Reignover in some trouble. FlyQuest able to find 1, able to find 2. And that is their play right now. High trying to get himself out of trouble, but Piglet and Alltech and Matt have got the damage.
All right.
Piglet and double lift and Matt. Alltech was in the top side.
2 for win there in the end, and both teams should be able to push down a turret afterwards. Double Lift's gonna go down and clean up the minions for Team Liquid. In the end, Team Liquid actually don't commit all 3 members after the kill, so they just spread out and they don't capitalize on top of it with a turret, and because of that, the gold is dead even here. I don't think Liquid can actually finish this. Maybe it's only the Lulu. If Matt does finally come over and start helping it, it could be close.
Yeah, everybody else is back. I mean, Lemon's gonna move in, try to glitter lance the wave.
That minion is the hero.
He'll just auto attack it. Hero Lulu moves into place and saves the turret.
Minion blocking the shock blast there, so Lemon didn't have to take it. And yeah, tower stays standing.
Tower stays standing. FlyQuest happy to see it. Here's a replay of exactly what happened topside with the fateful counter game.
Yeah, so it actually also could be interpreted as they're literally just looking for a lane gank. And that's a possibility. But regardless, whether it was counter gank or lane gank, don't want to account for 4 people there, and they didn't have any vision. Now, though, they've got plenty of vision and full numbers advantage. Flash
They've got
available.
manpower. Ball's gonna want to try to get away from this one, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. No point in even blowing the summer spell. He knows he's dead to rights. But FlyQuest see the chance and jump the dragon.
Should be able to clean this one up for FlyQuest. Then can they turn something on mid lane? Wave clear instead to buy time for Alltech split push on bottom side.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Get rid of the minions. Get rid of the ability to take the turret. Just end the fight right there. Moon stealing away as many camps as he can yet again. 0-0 and 2 on the Rengar so far. Not exactly snowballing out of control, but contributing to both the kills that the team has found.
Alltech down here still split pushing, has both summoners, so he doesn't have to be too worried about this Rumble coming down, even though Lorlo does have his ultimate. And he should be able to join back up with the rest of the team. Basically, the combat power in inventory for both teams is fairly close at the moment. Completed items have, started to come in here for FlyQuest.
We also saw the Righteous Glory from Reignover in that play that they just made topside on the balls. So very effective item at being able to start the fights off the way Team Liquid wants to start them, gets him in there. Not exactly the tankiest item in the world. Makes you deceptively not tanky because your health bar looks so big and intimidating, but it's like, no, this actually is just health.
Olaf runs on intimidation, though, so...
That's true.
Perfect.
It synchronizes perfectly. Reignover 2-1-1 on the Olaf. Gonna be going for that Cinder Hulk next to give him even a bigger health pool. The passive burn, and of course with the Skirmisher Saber, the ability to do that much more damage. But High is deleted in the mid lane. Double Lift grabbing the kill on that one. And Liquid now has their opportunity to push into this tier 1 and finish what they started early.
More plays here for the Team Liquid bottom lane, really creating them. Double Lift and Matt as they rotated into the mid lane. After bottom lane turret goes down, more snares land!
Equalizer coming down, Elimination going down, Moon's gonna be burned away, and Alltech will at least clean up one on the back end of it. Reignover can't get in there in time to finish him off. Piglet now gonna be trying to protect Matt, can't get in there in time. A double kill for Alltech. Reignover gonna be isolated on the backside. Balls locks him down as the ulti wears away, and Reignover is just gonna fight to the death. Piercing arrow into the back. And Alltech gets 3 kills in that.
Yeah, even though that's a 3 for 2, it's still a fairly tragic dive from Team Liquid because it didn't have to go that poorly. Double up with some very nice snares here, setting up multiple kills. They could have, I believe, gotten the support killed there with just the snares landing and the Rumble ultimate. Regardless, though, a little bit of an overstep, gives some kills back to FlyQuest, and now FlyQuest will take a little bit more.
By the way, I want to comment a little bit on what you were expecting going into this game in the Champion Select. There is one Ghost Blade, it's on the Jace, but Double Lift going to be building that Crit Jin build instead. Not really on the lethality train this game, but ooh, High.
Yep, happy to get that cooldown reduction, and the snares from him have been completely on point. Let's get a look at the secondary one here. This one is Shock Blast into Snare, and then The equalizer probably could have taken care of that. Everybody's flashing in from Team Liquid though, and no zone yet means that's a very risky tower aggro. Then Matt is just kind of standing there. Balls takes the open hook. Matt is dead.
Yeah, meanwhile, Matt finds a way. Kobe Rainover now going to be targeted. FlyQuest trying to deal with this Fed Olaf high. Brought down though, almost gets taken out, but instead FlyQuest grabs the kill onto him as well. 2 dead on the side of Team Liquid.
What
Piglet's
is
trying to
happening?
fire back, but Moon's going to be jumping onto him. FlyQuest is pursuing even more. High still going to be kept alive. Shock Blast won't find anyone there. The ulti comes down. Moon's going to be on the hunt for this one. Piglet gets away.
Run, Piglet, run!
Away, Piglet. Oh my goodness, Moon gets the kill. Barely getting away in time.
Wow, yeah, super close to his death at the hands of Double Lift there too. Necessary quick flash out after that Q. And man, some chaos just breaks loose. Altec's like, what's going on over there, guys? And pushing down bottom the entire time. FlyQuest come up with a bunch of kills with their 4-man squad.
FlyQuest is just punishing Liquid's mistakes again
let's
and again.
investigate.
All right, a shockwave.
Yeah, starts out with Matt dying. Moon gets a lot of damage onto Lorlo, and Rainover just kind of runs through after they lost a lot of the firepower there. Lorlo was chunked so heavily that he couldn't lend any more damage, and Team Liquid were really spread out around this invade. Definitely the disorganization costing Team Liquid super heavy, and giving a lot of gold back to FlyQuest in this mid-game to really even things right back up.
Piglet looked like he was even going to get away here for a little while. It was
Jumps to the minions, to the skies. Double F's here to try and land cover fire. Doesn't hit the snare, and barely Moon is able to get out.
very close. Team Liquid looking a little shaky here now.
Yeah.
A couple mistakes into more mistakes.
Lemon Nation did also flash over that wall to shield high. It didn't quite look like that meant the last difference, but you can tell his heart is in the right place, but now his heart is under attack.
But is his body in the right place? The curtain opens up and Elimination is gone. Team Liquid getting themselves a pick. Chain of Corruption out onto Rainover. He's got no ult to get out. Shockwave seals his fate as the equalizer comes down. Fly high, looking to get himself to fly away, but Piglet's grabbing the kill onto Moon. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Liquid's got the fight.
Count on your fingers. Pick for pick here.
Pick,
Team Liquid
pick,
got
pick,
more
pick,
of them, so they're going to be able to get the turret as well.
All right, they got the turret, they got the kills. Liquid makes their move back into the game after a couple of messed up plays. They now have control yet again, even if it's ever so slightly, and the timing seems fair enough as well. Infernal Drake about to spawn. Both junglers still dead. Ball's going to be walking a little bit too close. CC comes out, not going to be finding its mark. Shock Blast on the AD carry. And Piglet is going to be hooked again. It never stops.
Well,
all right, it's not going to be stopping anytime soon either. Double Lift ulted. Altec looking to find the damage. A nice accelerated Shock Blast to force him back out of the fight.
Moon does have Rengar ultimate as well, so if they wanted to just keep throwing bodies at the skirmish here, they could. Looks like they've all decided to back off now.
Just toss everybody into the meat grinder. See who walks out alive.
Calm down for a second. There's a tip for you for your play for the future. 5 champions on each side. You can count on your fingers during the fight, so your recap is super easy.
So yeah, you're like, okay, there's only 4 guys left on this side.
All right, let's see about this Infernal Drake, though. Your favorite Drake, Captain?
My favorite Drake in all the world. He's even better than the Elder Drake. He's the best one, and now he's alive on the Rift. Both teams going to be wanting this one. Double Lift trying to get the red buff. We know he's had problems with this in the past, but hopefully he can overcome those.
Come on. Low blow. He was coming straight back from streaming. All right, here we go. FlyQuest on the Infernal Drake. Let's fight.
FlyQuest going after that Infernal Drake, grabbing it for themselves. Shockwave comes out and immediately deletes Bad High, gonna be on a rampage. Piglet gonna be brought low, more damage coming in. Moon having a retreat. Rainover backing out as well. Ragnarok and Righteous Glory to try to get him out of here. Moon still in hot pursuit, gonna be taken very low himself. Deadly Flourish not finding its way onto the mark.
Hot retreat now over to the Baron side. Let's see, count the ultimates on Team Liquid. None are available, so that might be the kicker here for FlyQuest. To the honey fruit first.
Yep, have a quick snack, get ready. I don't know, Moon's kind of hurt.
We're a little bit iffy about it still. Here we go.
All right, we're going for it, Kobe.
Ward is still up. Nobody's going even throwing one auto at that trinket ward. I guess it doesn't matter, but It would make me feel better.
There's a blue trinket in the pit, keeping track of it, but Moon's able to find the smite secure. Now the fight's gonna be breaking out. Lorlo with the hourglass, keeping himself alive. Liquid trying to punish FlyQuest for this. Matt chasing after, he's got the plants ready to go, but Team Liquid's health bars are not in a state they can chase this down, and FlyQuest gets the Baron and gets away.
Yeah, see, doesn't matter. Feeling or not, Baron picked up for FlyQuest right after that. Let's see if they can make a huge swing with this and actually put a dent into this game, because they do still have the 2 elemental drakes. Those buffs are definitely going to mean something a lot later in the game as well. Now with Baron, they should be able to finally get a meaningful gold lead in this game if they're actually able to push up. Caution is the first note there. As you can see, Altec doesn't want to overextend. Here we go. Matt does get his ult down, but he's toast. And then it's a 4v5 engage with Rengar jumping into the back lines. And there's the Lulu confidence that we talked about, adding some extra threat to the Rengar pick, allowing him to go that much deeper and really chase them off, taking a bit more life from the enemy jungler.
Working out for him. 4-2-1 on the Orianna, 4-1-2 on the Varus. So both these carries sitting in a pretty nice spot for themselves. Blade of the Ruined King, Hurricane. Altec's very, very scary from what we've seen when Liquid goes a little bit too far and he's able to find those punishes. And you saw what High did to Matt, just catching him out of position for a brief second there.
Which time?
Which time? Any of them. There's been 3. And they all make the argument, they make the case. 1-0-4 though on Double Lift. Even though the team's now behind, he's still yet to die this game with Essence Reaper and Rapid Fire Cannon up, with Last Whisper, the baby version, completed as well. Very capable of providing the damage to win a team fight.
I like that they actually did, really increase the efficiency of the baby version to make that a more impactful purchase. Moon very close to that bush. Oh! Feels the grass blades tickle him on the way out. Those are super annoying.
Yeah, the roots
might be a little
missed,
itchy
but
after that.
yeah, the little stinger thing sort of smacked him in the butt as he walked out of the jungle. Happy to only be walking away with that, though.
All right, here comes the Baroned up push from FlyQuest. See what Team Liquid can do with their flank here. Rainover on the outside, looking for his entrance. Meanwhile, Turret's getting annihilated. They don't have much time.
That's the nice part about the Varus. It builds more attack speed. You can just put a lot of arrows into that turret.
High zoning with the Orianna Poro Ball here.
Shock Blast barely even breaks open his shield, with High and Lemon both providing those. It's very effective at preventing the poke as long as you can get it onto the right champion. Rainover on the other side of the wall, but can't really find the opportunity to do a whole lot. Shock Blast comes down. Ulti's going to be finding 2. The Shockwave is decent here. Rainover going to be killed instantly. Redemption keeping FlyQuest members alive. Lorlo, Zhonya's Hourglass not going to be doing a whole lot of anything. A double kill for High. The ultimate onto 2 in that fight was the story, as the anchor doesn't find its way onto Piglet. FlyQuest have found their fight, and they are pushing into the base. 3 kills, plus they still have this Baron buff on all members. Now FlyQuest can just dismantle the Team Liquid base. Piglet's looking for a sniper shot here, and there are a couple low health members. Let's see if he can thread the needle. We got him, baby! Piglet gets the shot onto the enemy mid laner. Slows down the push, forces FlyQuest away. They won't even be able to hang around for the inhib, and Piglet has smelled blood and wants more. Tries to jump in, instead gets himself caught out a little bit, gonna be forced to flash back.
Can he get another no-scope?
I don't know. Get it ready.
Balls is gonna stand in front, try and body block any further.
Yeah, I don't think he would get it even if he hit him. But Lorlo is coming around the side. Yeah, he wants to make this happen. Equalizer's going to be back up momentarily, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough to make a difference.
Yeah, he's looking for some lazy recalls, but then they don't end up chasing all the way to the turret anyway. And FlyQuest do get to reset in time for the next Infernal. You want to go place your vision first. Here we go. They started out with a pretty good Rumble ultimate. Double Lift opens up as well, but Rainover on the front line just get melted. And the Redemption from Lemonation heals up their back line, while the front line of FlyQuest just tears apart Team Liquid.
FlyQuest, you can also see a 4,334 gold Baron power play, so a nice reward for picking that up for themselves. It's actually about the total of their lead right now, so that is the difference. That Baron play was what got them ahead in this match, and now they've got a sizable lead to work with.
Yeah, they're going to pull out all the stops here to try and force a game 3. As you said, their playoff run on the line here. FlyQuest really want it.
And remember, depending on the results of the other match that may or may not be done by now, sometimes we have 70-minute slugfest,
Yeah.
they might not even have to win this entire series. They may only have to win one game. So winning this game is just that much bigger.
And the same at the moment. Here we go. Hook on the Rainover to start it out.
Rainover going to be forced to pop the Ragnarok and then immediately retreat, so he's not going to be that big threat surging into the back line.
Oh,
But he gets it anyway!
Undertow!
Undertow over the wall.
Ay, ay, ay.
That was... I thought for sure that was going to be Infernal Drake FlyQuest.
You can tell everybody just stacked up on the wall. Everyone throw every single ability you have over the wall to try and steal this Infernal. And at that point, there's a lot of damage flying around, so they are able to get it. Let's see if it's going to mean the difference, though. He gets hooked in again.
FlyQuest seeing what else they can find here, now retreating. Equalizer comes down, finds its way onto Elimination, who scuffles back towards the redemption, keeping himself healthy. FlyQuest still mounting this push, and I was just informed, Kobe, that based on the results of the other game that is completed, if FlyQuest win this match, they are in playoffs.
Whew. So they don't even have to win the whole series.
This game, excuse me, not the match. The whole match doesn't matter, just the game.
I gotcha, I gotcha.
Literally this fun as the shockwave doesn't find its way onto double lift.
Swing and a miss.
You'll have those sometimes. You miss 100% of the shockwaves you don't take.
I knew you were going to go with that.
Yep. Sometimes you just got to go with the cliche.
All right, here we go. This is the Infernal resetting. Wants to go home to Team Liquid. And there you go. Finds his home. Matt, Rainover, and the Piglet all combining for that steal. I give credit to all three because they were able to burst down that dragon. Good chunk.
Teamwork OP.
There you go.
FlyQuest, though, they don't care about that. They've still got themselves a 4,000 gold lead. They've still got an Infernal Drake of their own. They've still got just one game they need to win to get themselves to playoffs. And we've talked about it already, but the fact that this was a team that earlier on in the split was a number 2, number 3 team, and now they're sitting not number 2, not number 3. They've had a rougher second half of the split. They want to make sure they get to playoffs, prove they belong. Ball's going after Piglet. Moon coming in from behind as well. The ulti lands, the Vola lands, and Piglet is going to be cut down. Elimination flashing over the wall, keeping himself alive. Rainover going to be targeted next. Altec with the Chain of Corruption to bring down the GA. FlyQuest need to finish this one off, and they will do just that. 40-second death timers on the enemy jungle and mid laner. Baron is the name of the game.
Playoffs in their eyes right now. FlyQuest with another couple of picks to set up another Baron for themselves. And this time around, they'll have a full Baron timer to go attack an exposed inhibitor.
FlyQuest not even going to have to worry about Liquid trying to steal this one away. Liquid knows that they have no business going up there in a 3 versus 5. They yield the Baron, and FlyQuest is in a prime position to end this game.
See if they can actually complete the push, though. Top lane right now is shoved up. Balls doesn't have his flash for a team fight, but it's not going to be a big issue for them. Pushing power of Baron should get all the minions shoved over to Team Liquid's side. Let's take another look here, as this is where he uses said flash. Able to get his ultimate onto Piglet to ensure they get that pick, which is huge for them. Definitely worth it. Guardian Angel was popped there from Moon, but didn't mean much. Rainover's, however, in the similar situation, and he's able to take him down right afterwards.
Liquid now charged with the task of mounting a defense against a 7,000 gold lead and a Baron buff that's active on all 5 enemy players with one of their inhibitor turrets already down. No easy task. Doesn't matter who you are, but this team needs to find a way to make it happen, needs to find a way to get the synergy, get the opportunity. All these different things need to come together for them to properly defend here, because FlyQuest has had momentum in this game for a while now, and they're looking to just use that and force it into the enemy nexus.
Yes, they are grouping up as 5 here, ushering in the minions. Good wave clear coming in from Team Liquid, but they don't have time as an ally.
Chain of Corruption only onto Rainover. Everybody else gets out of the way in time before it spreads. Rainover still has the Ragnarok. Did not pop it to get away from that last CC. Moon going to be CC'd now. Stranglethorn's coming out. Equalizer comes down. Burden Call opens up. FlyQuest going to be using the Redemption. Trying to keep themselves as healthy as possible. 4th shot works its way onto Elimination. Past balls. Liquid manages to hold onto the base without losing anything more than one inhibitor, but FlyQuest didn't exactly get punished a lot for taking it.
Yeah, they are definitely having to work hard for every inch here. They did get their main objective, the inhibitor down. No more kills coming through, but plenty of territory to work with here. Team Liquid are basically bottled up inside their base. Just running out here to try and grab the red buff right before turning to wave clear duty. A lot of vision here being set down. Matt's trying to take this scant opportunity to get a little bit of warding done. And that should signal to Rainover. He needs to leave the Raptors alone.
Yeah, Moon's pretty much controlled that camp all game. Every single time we see those Raptors get taken, it's always Moon. Almost never Rainover.
There you go, though. Baron buff doing its work. Inhibitor turret number 2 going down.
Shockwave, a beautiful one on to Team Liquid. Rainover and Double Lift both destroyed. Lorlo going to be going next. FlyQuest, this is your chance to end this game. All 5 members still alive, pushing down the mid lane, pushing down the top lane. All they've got to do is bring down these last couple of Nexus turrets and get that Nexus bat. Now caught out and brought down. Lorlo trying to find some way to defend this with Piglet. Moon going to be jumped on. The equalizer doesn't find itself a fantastic spot. Lorlo's not in a way where he can get out at all. FlyQuest, welcome to the playoffs.
And Piglet Troll's trying to fight. Welcome to another kill.
Valiant last stand from Piglet, but we are going to be going to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. The shockwave for effect at the very end. What a game 2 from the FlyQuest boys.
They can definitely smile after that one. They earn their playoff spots, get their game victory. The fans are definitely happy. And meanwhile, Team Liquid, the fans can still have hope.
Yeah.
This can be a win-win situation.
Both teams can win.
Usually we don't usually have, everybody can win in League of Legends, but currently, if Team Liquid come back and win this series, FlyQuest still get to technically win their goal of getting into playoffs, and Team Liquid could be able to get their goal of getting out of the relegation tournament. So
it's this really weird, somehow we're all happy even though one of us lost type thing. It doesn't really make any sense, but
what is it, Sesame Street?
Does. Yeah, this is Sesame Street League of Legends.
We're all winners today.
We're gonna do the next cast with Big Bird.
Yeah, but FlyQuest could actually just ruin their hopes. And
yeah, or it could just end up being like not like that, and then Liquid has to go play in the promotion tournament, which is a whole nother monster itself, but that's what they're looking to stop going into game number 3. Game 2 was obviously not quite as Liquid favored as game number 1 was. They had some struggles. FlyQuest was able to punish them, and I mean, Liquid had an advantage for a while.
Deep dive, once again. They went fairly far past that secondary turret, and definitely cost them once again.
Speaking of deeper dives, we're going to take one ourselves on that game, so let's hand it off to Dash and Mark.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. FlyQuest, they've made it to playoffs. That's all they needed was the single game.
It was scary.
Of course, they'd still like to win the series, and so we'll get towards that in just a moment. But yes, it wasn't even the easiest game victory for them, so really squeaking by here at the end of the split to get into playoffs for FlyQuest. But let's go ahead and take a look at how they did it. On the side of Team Liquid, opting into the Jhin, Jace, double AD, and therefore throwing the Rumble to the top in order to get some magic damage into the lineup, with Rainover on a very comfortable Olaf, and yet not necessarily a top performer for the team.
Yeah, I think the team comp overall does make some sense. It's a very difficult to play team comp, though, where you have a lot of damage, not very much tankiness. And even the one tank that you do have is one of the champions that does fall off later in the game and doesn't have a ton of lockdown CC.
I was going to say, the major thing that I recognize is that in the late game, Team Liquid looked at a loss to start fights, right? We would see the Jhin open up and the Rumble come down, but a very easy disengage from FlyQuest to reset the fight under a redemption and then come back in and say, well, you don't have your ultimates, your big team fighting ultimates, so we can easily push into objectives.
And one thing I did like also was the Talia ban. I'm not sure I love it in the first phase of the bans, as opposed to this later on, because I don't think we've seen Piglet take that one prior to the second ban phase. So either way, I do like it, though. Even though all of us are saying, man, Piglet Talia doesn't look great, at the end of the day, he has one on it, and even though he's not great in lane, he does...
When he's also played 4 times in a row.
Right, so just take him off his comfort thing. Sure, it's not the most impressive in the world, but his Jace didn't look great either, and it obviously did not have the impact in the late game the way his Talia was still able to do. And he was down in farm and lane again when Jace is supposed to be a great laner versus Orianna, and he took Cleanse, which is a curious summoner choice, obviously scared of the Varus ultimate, but you should be playing far enough away from a lot of the things that would catch you out. So unless you're only scared of the Rengar level 6, you can take other summoners that also deal with that, like a heal or a barrier. Or
exactly. That's the
ignite,
thing. Yes, there's lots of CC on the side of FlyQuest, but as you mentioned, playing the fights correctly on Jace around the objectives, poke, 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 poke until the eventual all-in for a kill shouldn't really be needing that summoner spell if played correctly. I want to look at fights that kind of go for both squads here. So the first one, 16-30, Liquid getting a 3-for-3 here on Going Deep. It's one of those situations where make a great play and then overreach and hand it all back.
And that's the big problem that we've been criticizing Team Liquid for. You get a pick around the mid lane, great, let's group up and start pushing this turret down now. As they start to do that, they see a couple members of FlyQuest trying to hang on, be a little greedy around the turret, and they say we can keep going and keep getting more picks.
I love this. I love this call here on the dive.
Right, and especially once you land this route there, go hard, drop your ultimates, blow them up. And then the problem is here, where do you go? The teleport's coming in, you probably have to sack Lorlo. Why is Rainover still running forward at that point? Sack Rainover, you're cut off. Piglet ends up going left, Rainover goes right, and that's not paying attention, gets hooked out there. He's dead. Now Rainover's still in the middle of everything. He didn't actually vacate the fight, and now he's gonna get chased down and give over another kill, making this whole thing a 3-for-3, just one turret.
Exactly. The dive there puts you in a situation where you have a 3-for-1. If you back out correctly there, you are now in a 4-against-2 position on the inner turret. You'll probably secure the turret with no deaths. Your advantage just became an even larger one instead of essentially breaking even. Yes, they picked up some turret in that exchange, so a slight advantage still for Team Liquid, but not nearly as much as they could have walked away with. And then we know that if you're entering the mid to late game against FlyQuest with a somewhat evened up gold discrepancy, that there's always the potential for a decisive call from High and FlyQuest, and that's exactly what we get at 23 minutes. They just go for the Baron, right? And you know that if High is the one who's making the call, then it's gonna be quick.
Right, and so here we see FlyQuest set up at the Dragon first. It is a little difficult for Team Liquid to fight these, as we said, not through best tank composition. Matt trying to go over the wall looking for a root on people, but there's a ward there. They spot him out. He gets insta-gibbed by High. And for a lot of team comps, you're like, okay, they blew their Ori ult for just our support, but they really have no way to walk up and contest after that and punish the fact that the Ori ultimate is down. Rainover has to blow his ultimate defensively, and though they don't pick up any more kills here, FlyQuest has chunked a ton of Team Liquid's health bars down, so they have a really hard time walking up normally, especially when they don't have much health on their side. And even though the Rumble and Jhin are both healthy, the Rumble ultimate's down.
I mean, they start this Baron on a ward, but they do it in a way that everyone's so committed to it they can still get the Baron kill before Team Liquid arrives in response, and everyone will get out as well.
And this is what we were saying, like FlyQuest, obviously the much more coordinated team, and that's something you can say about Team Liquid that's clearly lacking, is that they're a mechanically skilled team. They're able to go toe-to-toe with TSM for the most part, aside from maybe the mid lane, but either way, they can take games versus anyone if you don't play well against them, but when it comes for Team Liquid's turn to force plays on the enemy teams, they're a mess, and they go bad all the time.
In that situation, I either want all 5 members of Team Liquid there to contest, or I want none of you there. Just go ahead and get yourselves out on the map sooner, right? But it seems that they sat in the middle of that decision, didn't fall one way or the other, and we see the results. So FlyQuest, once again, once they have that control, much easier time closing it out, looking at High and Allsec as the big damage dealers, quite obviously there, but player of the game will go to High. Crucial shockwaves we saw under the mid-inhib turret of Team Liquid there near the end, securing a couple really big kills that let them push in for the victory.
Pretty fitting. High has been one of the most important members on the team all year long. And
also 38 damage share.
Yeah, pretty good game overall for him, and he's the one who's able to drag FlyQuest into the playoffs with him. He was a big factor at the beginning of the split when they were doing well as well, so no surprise to see him as kind of the captain of the team,
and so
bringing them there.
And so while FlyQuest will be happy to have secured their playoff spot and technically don't really gain much out of a full series victory here against Team Liquid, and I would still have to imagine you want to end your season beating the 8th, 9th place team outright coming into the playoffs.
For sure, and I mean, there might still be a little bit of seeding stuff on the line, but the big thing is the fact that you want to actually end on a win. Right now, they only have one series victory in the second half of the split, so getting another one feels great, even if it's against the 9th place team. Go out there, beat somebody, find some stuff that's working for your team, and then hopefully you move into the playoffs with that momentum, and you have a little bit of a foundation to build on.
I feel like we've talked a lot about Team Liquid, what they're doing well and what they're not doing well in their current iteration, but do you think in Champions Select, as we mentioned here, not enough engage tools, not enough kind of easily accessible fight starters on their squad this time around, that maybe if they draft more towards that, they have more options come mid-late game to actually close it out?
I mean, I saw what they were going for with their comp. It does make some sense, but I think the Ashe pick would have been better if you want an AD carry with some engage tools, because it has a little bit better of that early game matchup, and you need to play through double lift, I think. You saw this game that they couldn't really force things around the bot lane, and even though they still were able to get a couple things going more top-centric this time with the Rumble pick, it it's not what the team does best. If Doublelift is not on a position to really carry games, it's hard for them to win. And Jin sniping out from the backline is not the same thing as an Ezreal going crazy or stuff like that.
All right, 1-1 in the series. Team Liquid need this next victory to stay alive and avoid relegation. After the break, we'll see if FlyQuest can use the momentum to take the series. Don't go anywhere. Their Game 3 against Team Liquid.